Hello, welcome. It is the end of the 18th day of May, 2019. My name is Derek. All bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. Let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. A lot of candles on the Bitstamp exchange for Bitcoin, which shows about as much as I can, and I'm getting a bit more every time I'm scrolling the mouse. But, well, before it was in this relatively long sideways correction. I mean, look at the amount of periods, even scrolling a bit before then. And then something happened right here. It went up, and then it had this bit of a correction. Then it went up, and then it had this bit of a correction. Now it's going up again. And this is all 1 minute term time frame stuff. It does this type of stuff all the time. As far as its percentage move, we're going from 72 high. Now we're at 78 high. So therefore, $600. That's a high percentage of a move for a 1 minute term time frame. And if you're day trading it, maybe you're high and you're trying to wonder where we're going from here. I'm not, but I can pretend that I am. It's just I use that word a couple extra times to use that reference. But 1 minute term time frame after this move up goes in here, tries to get above in here. Nope, back down here. Tries to get above here. Nope, back down. Decent leg lower in here, but attempts to regain this thing. Okay, it holds it. Comes back in here. Now back to this level in here. Okay, so we're back to where it was. And look what happens with the volatility when it breaks this multiple hit level of resistance. Since this was the key high and it broke it out here, very short term, it is supporting this level. But let's take a look at this at multiple term time frames just for something fun to do. 5 minute, what does this all mean? Well, again, showing the breakout, just seeing more of it, but within this time frame after making this high, coming back to the 18. And whenever you have a move like this and you have your correction, when you look at the leaving of this, that's when you got to give it a lot of the credentials. Ooh, baby. I mean, maybe it's looking to break it out. Probably is, but that's just giving you probability odds to be a higher chance, of course, that it would do such. 15-minute term time frame has broken out. Two big reds up, two pauses, one massive green up, four correctionary moves down, but not a big one because it didn't even make it to the 18 band. And then starting to break it. So this thing remains overextended, could become very volatile. What does this mean for the single hour? Well, let's ignore the fact that this was 6,200 because when we look at Bitcoin on so many different exchanges, they give you a plethora of different numbers. See, this is 6,100. And if we look at some other ones like the Coinbase, its low was 6,600. And if we look at the Bitfinex one, well, its low was 7,000. And a lot of the ones like the Tether and stuff like that are showing the same thing, only down as much. So as it goes from the breakout point in here, whether the low was here or wherever, it's got a very good deep move getting above this 18, continuation up, and really even more, just continuing the decent size moves on the 4 hour term time frame. All of this up move in here. Then it settles down, 4 periods going sideways at the lows after it showed strength amongst the highs, was unable to even attempt. It barely attempted to break this level of resistance, and then after this big move down, had a little bit more of a small scare phase, get some last people out of the market, or buyers waiting for bids to come or ask prices or supply to come in the market, and then they just buy it up, and I don't know, whatever reason it's been doing it, so it makes its move to the 18, goes sideways within it, and a major significant break above it. So now you see it leaving this. Definitely reason to give benefit of the doubt towards the buyers, but we're seeing the same thing occur within the daily as far as leaving such this level of resistance. And let's now move this to the well, before we do that, we'll go back to this. We'll do weekly, then monthly, and then I'll do the daily on the Coinbase exchange. But as far as the weekly chart is concerned, again, breaking this below, Let's talk about this failed breakdown, because after this happened, if this was going to be one leg lower and there's going to be another, then I'm expecting some sort of not so great rally, and I'm figuring like 6,000, maybe up to 63, will surpass that. And since leaving the 18, correcting sideways, not enough to match within the band, but enough where it's accelerated further. We're still at good times where it could easily have high volatile moves because of where it stands within this, extended above the 18 after this little bit of a correctionary move amongst such. And in doing so, I mean, this thing's wild card. It wouldn't surprise me. Well, it would have been, and I'd definitely be having to react to a lot of things. But if this goes up like 14, 15, 16,000 in like 2, 3 periods, because technical analysis, it doesn't surprise me if 3 periods later we're near a previous high. And when you're extended like this, that's where, okay, the probability odds for that to occur is higher, much more so than it normally would be. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, just the odds of such a very rare event to be higher than normal. Within the 18, after having a bit below there, stage number 1, band flatten out. Stage 2, establish support. Stage 3, come back to the band. And it's went a little further because it's got above the 18 average of highs. So therefore, if this thing ends up failing in here or resisting, thus we see weakness amongst the 18 lows and a break of this, then that's resistance, a new leg lower, and new bear market, as that would be the next stage. If you see how it's like breaking out above this, holding in this area, well, this indicates to you that this is a failed breakdown. Most likely you're going to go back to previous high, but whenever you have a spot of a kick-ass rally and the price correction is weak, in this case through price it is very weak, thus, when you leave it and start to go above it, not only is it strong because of the fact of having a short correction, but mathematically you don't need as much to go to this level from here to here compared to some of the moves that took place that you realistically expect a decent leg higher. So in a situation like this, you're like, okay, well maybe I'll have a higher high around somewhere here, and then you're looking at a conservative level near $70,000 to $90,000. So in finishing this off within the daily term, within the Fibonacci that I have in here, even this move here that didn't go down to 60, to 61, it came down to the 18 average of lows. After well extended, because it last left this on here on May the 3rd. You come up in here, big move, you don't resist this level, rather you support it. You just do a whole take and you're the opposite of what I expected. I expected a fast move to 64, it was a slow move to 64. But after getting out above the 18 average highs on this occasion, went sideways close to correcting to the 18 lows, but enough where it was just that close, 5 or so days hanging in there, and then up almost every single day. One red candle day, a little bit of intraday corrections here and there, but just straight up. And then a little bit of 2 correctionary days near the high, and then a big one right back down to the 18 lows, but still not down to where the Fibonacci level is. Just like these corrections here were not like it was. So when it got above the 18 average in here, it had a failed breakout, but it was a stalled breakout more than anything. It wasn't a failed one based on the fact that this selling wasn't able to accelerate further down. So leaving it here, obviously big move, and now it's leaving it again right now. So we'll see what happens in here, but that's one of the signs I'm looking for. You're having a run, you have your correctionary phase, you show me that you're leaving it. So thank you for tuning in to tonight's extra bonus video. Surprisingly, not only under 10 minutes, but it's also under 20 minutes. And I'll be back with you on Sunday with more crypto content. Take care, bye-bye.